Okay, Sistas fans. Now, recently I did a short about episode 4 from season 9. We didn't have a synopsis, simply the title, One is the Loneliest Number, which, this title came out about 2 weeks ago. And if nothing else, it softly confirmed that, hey, Karen's only going to have one of these babies come out alive. And we know that in tonight's episode 3, Having Faith, it will be confirmed Zach lost his baby. Aaron's daughter will be born, and he and Karen will name her Faith. Now, yesterday I got a one sentence synopsis about Karen refuses any form or any kind of comforting company, and that was it. But later in the day, and some of it is cut off. I guess the person who did the screenshot didn't capture the entire thing, but I think I can make do with what we have here. Despite best efforts, Karen refuses any kind of comforting company while the rest of the sisters confront their own individual problems as they all rear their ugly heads again. Now, episode 5, I know that's the one where I believe it's the Karen's dealing with postpartum and Sabrina runs into the people that betrayed her or whatever. Rich and Penelope, I don't care. But yeah, we do know in tonight's episode there was a scene from the trailer or in credit promo where I think Rich continues to blow up Sabrina's phone. Sabrina answers and Danny gets on there and yells at him. So the Sabrina stuff is really focusing on the dumb Rich plot. Danny, in terms of her individual problems, I guess Tony says that he will go to Alaska or something, and from there Danny just decides to cut things off because I think episode 7 is called, episode 6 is New Normal, episode 7 is Cutting Ties, and just based off of the synopsis and titles of those episodes, I feel like the first chunk of this season is going to be a heavy reset, where we get the aftermath of Karen giving birth, things, kind of falling apart, because think of a lot of these characters are dealing with, well, let me put it this way. Half of the sister circle, not counting Fatima, basically the main ones being Andy and Karen, they are dealing with a lot. Keep in mind, all of these events are happening within the same freaking day. The same day. Andy got off work, tells Fatima, I'm going to go get my man. She leaves, gets abducted by Jasmine. She and Gary are held at gunpoint and almost die. She witnesses Jasmine's murder, and she almost gets killed by Hudson before Zach comes in to save her. Then, not even barely after getting home, still processing everything that just occurred with her, even afraid to be in her penthouse by herself, she needed Zach to check through the place. Checks the voicemail, finds out her friend is having a lot of pregnancy complications, rushes over to the hospital. And keep in mind, this is just the same time that Andy's like, oh, I finally made partner, but Robin's about to leave town. And then you have Gary, who's no longer the person she thought he was given the recent events. Then as far as Karen goes, she finally is giving birth, but then she just found out one of her babies is dead. Sabrina, I don't really have much to say. And look, I hate to rag on the character this much, but I can only work with what the writers give me, which isn't much. I mean, she chose to end things officially, not ghosting like Rich did, but she chose to end things officially with Rich. Less the other people, basically that's it. Then she gets in her feelings when she brings over his stuff completely unannounced over to his job and then catches him with another woman. So I really don't know what the individual problem is. Like I said in another video a while ago, I'd much rather see her either explore a relationship with Damani, not to mention her semi-budding, I don't want to say friendship or relationship, but her semi coexistence with Paige at the job. Like, I would like to see that as opposed to her apparently showing more of a wild side for no good reason, which is a sharp contrast to what we've seen the past couple seasons with her trying to be a mom. And as for Danny, I mean, is losing Tony that big of a deal? You got that huge settlement, and I think he is being wrongfully punished by his job. And if you don't want to do a long distance relationship, then just don't do it. So I think that as Karen's dealing with her issues, or I'm sorry, as the sisters are dealing with their issues, they're trying to be there for Karen. And it's understandable why she doesn't want to have any company right now. But at the same time, it's like, now all the girls are going to have their problems, drop on their laps, and they have to deal with that. But like I said before, looking at the titles of The New Normal and Cutting Ties, I really do think that Tyler and the writing team used the first handful of episodes for this season to kind of shake up the status quo and kind of end certain story beats. And as we move into, the second quarter of episodes this season, inching towards the mid-season finale, we're going to see some different readjustments, like all these relationships we've seen since season 7, gone. The Jordan, Rich, Tony, all gone. It's going to be something fresh, something new. And life after the pregnancy drama, life after the tether between Karen and Zach is gone, what's going to happen to these characters now? So, yeah, I think that, and I hate to jinx it, but I think that it's quite possible that the first half of season 9 could be pretty damn good. Not without its flaws, but I think it could be pretty solid. So at some point, eventually, who's going to be able to get through to Karen, And that's the thing, we don't need to rush it. I mean, think about how many episodes it takes to get through one day in this show, depending on if they include time skips or not. But they don't need to rush Karen getting over losing one of her children. They don't need to rush Andy after all the hell she's went through in one evening. They don't need to rush through that. Let it marinate for a little while. This is far more intriguing than the Gary in the hospital bull crap. This is some real stuff. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below on one is the loneliest number synopsis. And I'm guessing, with Karen being in this mood, my thing is just like, and like I said, I'm going to be somewhat lenient because I don't know what it's like to be pregnant or give birth, but I can't imagine what that experience is like emotionally, especially after you've lost one of the babies. But I just hope that Karen's refusal isn't done in a hostile way, especially considering the way the girls, especially Fatima and Andy, had your back throughout this entire ordeal. Let that anger focus on the real culprit, which is the dismissive and straight up rude doctors and nurses. So turn that anger towards the hospital. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, it's just like in this situation, it's understandable that emotions are going to, flare up, and we'll just have to wait and see where everything lands once the smoke clears. But as always, I appreciate the support. Like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.